OMT Online Dynasty. Welcome back, everybody. Our Week 12 game of the week featuring Halves and his Georgia State Panthers taking on Spence in the Hawaii Rainbow Warriors. Two 4-1 teams from Conference USA looking to make that final push to the conference title game and earn that promotion up to the Mountain West. If you haven't seen any of these before, this is our 32 user online dynasty. We got 4 custom conferences with 8 teams in each, with a relegation system in place, so the top 2 move up, the bottom 2 move down. This is a huge conference matchup we got here today. If you're interested in potentially joining the online dynasty, it is all done through our Discord. The link for that is down in the description. Just make a post, tag me, DM me somehow, let me know you want on the wait list. We do have about 30 people on there as of right now, but we are looking at alternative ways to get everybody involved come college football 27. And the waitlist will carry over. Everything is going to carry over into 27. Well, not everything. All the users are going to carry over into college football 27. Now, as the dynasty as a whole, it is very casual, laid back. We do 72-hour advances. You know, we got a lot of people with kids, families, jobs, all that kind of stuff. So I do want to say, if you are just like a super sweat play, cut all the time and stuff like that, might not be the best like competitive match for you, just so you're aware. When it comes to like rules, we really don't have a ton. The only rules we have are to try to balance out the things that EA has kind of messed up. So for a long time, we had the field goal block glitch where, you know, you user that inside guy with the icon over his head, you can loop around and block the field goal, because EA just decided to let that be a thing this year. And on that same note, we do have a couple official rule changes that are added to the list from now going forward, one of which is going to be that double mug coming down with your safety, putting 7 right on the line, hovering right over that center, just dumbs out the defensive or offensive line. Even if you go through and untarget and do all that, it's just annoying. Nobody wants to deal with it, so we're just not going to have people doing that one anymore. And in that same vein is going to be that doggy style defense where you have a nose tackle, you come down with the user and just get right up inside of them. As we saw in our game of the week a few weeks ago, that sometimes your center just acts like that nose tackle isn't even there, just lets him free into the backfield. Just taking advantage of EA logic is pretty much the only thing we're going to have rules against. So those have been added as official rules in the Dynasty, and you have to send 3 at the passer. We've seen way too many people dropping 10, 11 people back into coverage. It's very stupid. So we are going to have a must rush 3 rule going forward here as well. And of course, all those rules, hopefully they're not, I mean, the double mug, that's, I know, been a thing. I imagine that's still going to be a thing in 27, but the doggy style defense, I don't remember. So hopefully that's not going to be an issue going forward. The field goal block glitch, those kind of things. The rules are always going to be a little malleable. We're going to be able to, big word for you today. We're going to be able to adjust to what the game is like. And hand up, I do have to do a better job of staying on top of it, putting them in the actual rule book and making sure everybody's clear on the rules. So we'll include it in our Dynasty announcement and all of that stuff. We'll have it in the video here, official rules going forward for defense. But anyway, let's get back to the teams at hand here, where we have a very interesting mix of offenses between these two teams. Halves and Georgia State will be running the Navy Flexbone offense, while Spence will appropriately be in the Hawaii run and shoot. Now, this is the first year where we have someone usering Hawaii, so the Rainbow Warriors behind the 8 ball a bit, but Spence has come out in conference play firing. He did opt to go for 12 user games in his first season, which we have a minimum of 7 with all your conference games. You can go up to 12 if you would like to. And he took on all challengers, faced 3 teams that are currently ranked in the top 20 with Colorado State, James Madison, and Sam Houston. Struggled, was getting his feet wet a little bit, but then once conference play started, he has turned it on, sitting here 4-6 overall, but 4-1 in conference. Or Halves, on the other hand, has been in the league since about late September, I believe, and has really done an impressive job putting this roster together to fit that Navy playbook, to fit that play style that he wants. So one of these teams can essentially punch their ticket to that conference title game today. But before we get to the game, we will check out the depth charts of both of these teams. And also, just to note quickly, this was another just absurd week for user games. We had multiple choices that easily could have been game of the week if they were in any other week. With Army, San Diego State came down to the last second. Georgia Southern, UTSA came down to the last like 20 seconds. We're going to have to cover those ones at halftime. I was just too intrigued by this matchup of offenses and both teams being 4-1 in conference. So we'll have those at halftime. We have Navy versus North Texas highlights. Navy trying to keep their shot alive here in Conference USA, coming into that one with only 2 conference losses. And USF and Sam Houston, where the Bearcats with a K, led by Enrique Trey and stud wide receiver. 1 conference loss in the American, trying to hold on there and earn their spot up to Conference USA. So that's everything we are going to go over here today. Let's go over to our video board here and we can check out the rosters. We'll start with Habs and his Georgia State squad. We've still got Rich Bellin, the Bellin Wall, the Bellin Arena, leading the way for this Navy offense. So I'm thinking of running Flexbone in 27. So I'm actually taking notes from like Georgia State and how he set this team up. Pure runner, pure runner, pure runner. All that quarterback makes a ton of sense to me. But Bellin, 91 speed, 94 excel, Magician, Option King, Shifty, and Sidestep. Definitely keep our eyes on number 16 in the backfield here for Georgia State. At halfback, we have Deshaun Reeder as our halfback one at 96 speed, Platinum, Shifty, Sidestep, 360. And of course, if we're running Navy, we need a good plethora. We need battalion fitting. I think Navy uses battalions. That might be an Army thing. I don't really know. But we need a lot of good running backs. So behind him, we're going to have Keon Haskins, also with Silver Shifty, also with 96 speed, and Cole Cribbs with Gold Shifty. So Shifty seems to be the main thing Georgia State was going for in their halfback room here. And of course, speed makes sense to me. And then back here, we have Atia Littlejohn. I don't know what it is about EA, but they love the last name Littlejohn. I swear, every year we have seen a team with somebody, I think it's been defense mostly, somebody with the last name Littlejohn. I don't know why, but there he is. He's going to be halfback for Georgia State. Who are we going to be putting at fullback? It is going to be Littlejohn, again, with the Navy offense. You do actually want to check who the fullbacks are going to be. Wide receivers, not going to be super important for a team like Georgia State, but nice to have some options here with Deontay Fulton, 6'1", takeoff, 94 speed, and Levi Levine, another fantastic name, the gadget wide receiver with a platinum cutter and 97 speed. We do know Georgia State, they will take deep shots here too out of those flexbone formations. So having that speed, having a takeoff, having a cutter, all going to come in handy when they want to try to push that ball deep. Tight ends, not going to be super important. Kyle Washington definitely converted something. And this is actually one of the other rules we have I'll mention right now. You can change position to pretty much whatever you want one time, but you can't change somebody from like a quarterback to a wide receiver, then back to quarterback. Breaks the skill caps. It's just a huge mess, but you can convert like a halfback to a tight end and then just leave him at tight end. That's fine. Or if he was a gadget, whatever, an athlete, that's fine. You can kind of put him wherever you want. You just can't bounce people around, and it just, I don't know. You just can't bounce people around because it just breaks stuff in the game. Offensive line, let's see what we are working with here with Georgia State. Of course, going to be important if we're going to be trying to run this ball with this offense. Quick step and quick drop on our left guard, a quick step on our center. So is it quick step that UAB had that helps with like the pulling guards and stuff? I don't remember. I want to say that's what it was, but it might not be. It might have been quick drop, actually. Anyway, on defense, we're going to have Corey Wake with a bronze quick jump on one side. Our other side is going to be Dion Yarborough. Defensive tackles, let's see if we got anything really here. We got one workhorse, but that is about it. Linebacker-wise, Elijah Barney, 6'2", 246, 89 speed Sam linebacker. Only a normal dev, but still have that size and that speed. That's a very, very good linebacker for Georgia State to have here. And here's another one. Holy cow. DeMar Child, 6'2", 230. Robert Bouncer, 92 speed. So really good 1-2 combo there at linebacker. Probably, I mean, similar to what Old Dominion does, I would imagine, on the defensive side of things, where you're going to have 2 solid linebackers trying to hold down the middle of your defense here. Now at corner, we have Callum Ostergaard from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Must have been a transplant from Norway. Only 5'9", but 97 speed and with house call. Okay. And another 5'9", Dakota Childers. So some short kings in this secondary for Georgia State. We'll see if Hawaii is going to be able to take advantage with how much we know Hawaii is going to be pushing that ball downfield. Something to keep in mind. Now at free safety, we have 80 overall, 89 speed, and Quan Fegans. Layout, platinum house call, and robber, 89 speed. Strong safety, Bernard Causey, 6 foot tall box specialist, but with 94 speed. So that is how Georgia State is set up. Let's go check out Rainbow and not Rainbow, the Rainbow Warriors. We have a user named Rainbow, and it trips me up every single time. Spence and his Rainbow Warriors. And like I said in the intro there, you know, he just took over Hawaii before the transfer portal heading into season 5, so not a ton he could do to boost this overall a bit. Still going to be a half-star program, still only going to be a 64 overall. Makes it even more impressive what he's been able to do this season with these boys. At quarterback, Zachary Jennings. No abilities, no nothing. He doesn't even look that great, but this guy is an absolute dog. Speaking of dogs, the country's nation leader and got that dog in him. Halfback Ian Pryor. Only 74 overall, 84 speed, 5'10", 195. But you need somebody to step up and make a block on a blitz. You need somebody to get you a few yards. You need somebody to fight for you. This is the guy I want. Shout out Ian Pryor. At wide receiver, we are going to have Max Cooper, 6'3", and maybe something to keep in mind when we saw how short that secondary is of Georgia State. 81 overall, only 86 speed, but double dip and sidestep. Then we got Lance Snell, 92 speed, 5'11". BJ Tanyan, 5'8". There you go. There's somebody Georgia State actually has a height advantage over old BJ Tanyan. But then the gentleman himself, Hayden Elligan II, press pro and 6'4". So we got two big boy wide receivers here with Hawaii. And we have seen Hawaii before. They do like to do like curls and comebacks here on with Hayden Elligan. And with that height advantage, I don't know how Georgia State's going to stop it. We'll see if they're going to put some underneath zones or something to try to kind of take those away. But I wouldn't be surprised at all to see Elligan or Max Cooper have themselves a good day. I mean, I know there's a lot of points scored in this, so I'm assuming the wide receivers have a pretty good day. Tight end wise, we have Ty Wesovich, 6'4", 84 speed. Let's check Hawaii's offensive line, a workhorse ground and pound on our left tackle. LaShawn Bacon at left guard. Shout out Park City, Utah. Then we got a quick step on our center, a quick step on our right guard, and an option shield, inside shield on our right tackle. So actually some pretty good abilities across the offensive line there for being as low overall as Hawaii is. Tyler Tung would be our left edge, right edge. Oh, Sean O'Leary, also from Utah. Hawaii, no, typically what I feel like we see is a lot of people from Hawaii going to Utah or BYU. Here we're seeing a lot of the opposite. I don't know why I find that interesting, but I kind of do. Defensive tackle, Kentrell Duggar, an inside disruptor. Makes sense. Put your inside disruptor on the inside. Have him starting at D tackle. 6'5", 236. Good Lord. Linebacker-wise, Avery Flavors here. Ben LaBelle, 82 speed. I'm not sure we're going to see too many linebackers for Hawaii. Corner-wise, 6'2" is nice. 89 speed's not bad. Raphael Sanders, but then a bit of a drop-off after that. Miguel Chavez. Shout out our old Fresno State user, Miguel, the Freaky Rican. Ben Speaks, cornerback 3 with house call. That really threw me for a loop. At free safety, Ricky Kilpatrick, 68 overall, but 89 speed, only 5'9". Then strong safety, John Beatty, 6'2", 88 speed. So that is how these two teams are going to be set up here for this gigantic Conference USA clash. Let's just take it down to Hawaii. Get to the game between these two boys. So here we go, halves versus Spence. Now we are not going to have any game breaks in this one. It's just going to be our halftime highlights, and per usual we are going to watch the full first offensive drive of each of these teams and then start hopping around a little bit. This whole game is going to be from the perspective of Georgia State, who's going to be starting on defense here, as Spence and Hawaii is going to be coming out in a gun spread formation. Jennings pointing around, already going to be looking, dropping back to pass, going, see, we had that come back over on the right, and there he is. Is that Elligan? Of course it is. Of course it is. Who else was it going to be other than Hayden Elligan, the fine gentleman himself, getting that first completion for Hawaii? Staying in a gun spread formation, Ian Pryor in the backfield with Jennings. A single high look here from Georgia State. See what Hawaii's going to go to. Try to hit a little quick screen over to the right. Get it to your big man, Elligan. Try to, establish your dominance right away there, Sir Hayden. Taking that one for a gain of 4. So we're in some 4-2-5 over G. No shell on the defensive side here for Georgia State. Staying in some spread slots close. So this is essentially just another gun spread formation, just your slots are closer to your offensive line. Back in a single high look here. I would love to see Ian Pryor get involved, just from a personal standpoint. And some more stunts coming in, but the offensive line actually doing a pretty good job. And I believe that was a backside dig to Max Cooper. We have to watch out for that if we're going up against Hawaii. Comebacks and curls on our right side to Hayden Elligan, the gentleman. And then on the left side, Max Cooper on those like deeper digs. Two of Hawaii's go-to routes. And it makes sense because it works. Deep digs, I still think, are one of the most underrated routes in the entire game. I don't use them enough. I don't really see a ton of people use them. I know JMU uses the deep digs quite a bit. I really think they're good, especially if you have something coming underneath to kind of keep a user biting down, keep some zones biting down. So staying in our spread slots close, we're going to be dropping back to pass again here. See where we are looking that time. The offensive line not able to hold up. We had Max Cooper on his little slant and stop route there, but just no time to get rid of that one. Corey Wake gets in the backfield to bring him down. Looks like we're going to some cover 3 match here, which I do like against these 2x2 sets. I think cover 3 match in general does a pretty good job against these. You faked me out. I got so excited. I thought we were getting an Ian Pryor run there, and I was going to be so happy. But Zachary Jennings does keep it himself on that read option. Gets brought down by Bernard Causey, that box specialist, showing why he has that tag, bringing him down for a loss of 4. Now an early 3rd and 14 for the Rainbow Warriors. Let's see what we are going to be able to draw up here. A couple drags, really attacking over the middle. Another little high-low there, and what a job by BJ Tanyan, the little Tanyan that could. Able to hold on to that one over the middle through the contact and picking up the big first down for the Rainbow Warriors. Coming out in some trips now, going to some man defense are the Georgia State Panthers. I don't hate that, considering what we know about the Hawaii wide receiver room. We are going to take our deep shot. I love the idea. Love the idea. Give your gentleman, give Hayden Elliott II a chance to go make that play when we know we have that big height advantage. A 6'3" receiver on like the 5'9" corner. Give him the one-on-one chance, but a little underthrown there by Jennings, and the corner is able to get up there and make a play on that one. So it is going to be a 2nd and 10 now for Hawaii. Staying in that spread slots, I didn't see what this defense was. I looked at my phone for a second. I apologize. I didn't quite see what this defense was for Georgia State. They are going to be sending a slot blitz. Picked up again, and see, again, we almost had that deep dig. We go underneath back to BJ Tanyan, able to at least get 3 on that. And really, Tanyan kind of earned his bread by holding on to that 3rd down completion anyway, because now at least we're in field goal range. We should be getting some points here. So this was a cover 2 drop, so this defensive tackle going to be dropping back into coverage. Georgia State going to be using him here. See if we got anything going a little deep. We are going to look for Max Cooper. Big boy Cooper unable to hold on to that one. Looked like we had a step. Maybe Jennings just lofted that one a touch too much, but I thought Cooper was for sure coming down with that one. Now what do we do here for Hawaii? Opening drive of the game. Do you try to get your 3 on the board? We don't have the Tokyo Toe anymore. Where he signed somewhere, and I don't remember where. I know he signed somewhere as an undrafted free agent. I don't remember where, but shout out to the Tokyo Toe, wherever you may be. But Hawaii is going to decide to go for it. 4th and 7, a little pistol trips here. Go into that, yeah, the little backside. What's that? It's like level sail or something like that, where you have one in route, and then from the further out you have another in route, so everybody kind of follows that first one, leaves a good open space there to hit the fine gentleman Hayden Elliott II. Another completion for that man on this opening drive, and then another huge conversion for Hawaii. Here comes the blitz coming through untouched. What a time for Georgia State to go to a little send 6 there. Hawaii did not see that one coming. DeMar Childs, please, gets in that backfield, brings Jennings down for a loss of 11, and again Hawaii getting a little bit backed up here on a 2nd and 21. Going back to our pistol spread formation, and I say backed, oh, he faked me again. Looking deep downfield, potentially could have gone to that comeback on the left, and said we are just going to throw that one away. The pressure getting in there forced Jennings to back up. Even if we tried to throw that comeback, that was a lot of yards he had to cover. Solid chance Georgia State was actually going to be able to jump in front of that one. So it's going to be a 3rd and 21 for Hawaii. We've converted we converted one long 3rd down, converted one 4th down. See, we are kind of going a little high-low again, maybe looking for that deep post, but it is not going to be there. We'll just check another one down to Hayden Elliott II. I think his 4th or 5th catch on the opening drive, and Hawaii going to settle for an opening field goal attempt here. Try to get their 3 on the board, try to take an early lead in this one, but Georgia State comes right around the edge and blocks the opening field goal. 97 is going to scoop. 97, Mr. Wake is going to take that one in for the score. What an unbelievable swing. A solid drive Hawaii had going there, but all comes down to the field goal, and Alden Aiden. I can't tell if that's an I or an L. Goes for the kick. Georgia State comes right around the side, blocks it, and scoops it for the score. 7-0 lead for Havs and his Panthers. Spence and the Rainbow Warriors getting back on the field here. An unfortunate turn of events for the boys there, but still some confidence in what we saw in that offense on that opening drive. We're going back to that screen, and I really thought Elegant was taking that one all the way to the house. And an injury to Corey Wake, the defender for Georgia State, who had the scoop and score on that field goal and had that big pressure on a play on that Hawaii opening drive to force an incompletion. I believe that's that bronze quick jump of Georgia State getting hurt on that play. That could be big for this Panthers defense. So a nice first down on that opening drive. Again, just getting that ball to Hayden Elegant. He has been the man. So Georgia State, what they did there is we did have an underneath zone over on the right to watch a comeback or curl on Elegant. We can see this linebacker floats out. There was a comeback over on Elegant. Was not going to be able to throw that, but then that does kind of leave a little bit of space right over the middle. So good find there by Spence going back to BJ Tanyan. Back in that single high, looks like back in a cover 3. I didn't see if it was match or not, but I guess we'll be able to find out here. Love to see Ian Pryor get involved. He's wide open in the flats. Dang it. We'll just throw it back to Hayden Elegant. Why the heck not? The guy has been everywhere today. Already 10 for 14 passing for 105 yards, and that's what, at least 6. Hayden Elegant absolutely earning his whatever NIL he gets from Hawaii. I can't imagine it is too much, but it is a 1st and 10 near the 50-yard line here. See if Hawaii can answer back. Going with an RPO. Good user defense there. Number 54 flying out to that flat. Oh, I mean, a step too slow. Wasn't really close to actually getting that interception, but was right there to make that tackle on Tanyan again. I mean, really spreading this ball, spreading the love around here. That is kind of the motto of the Hawaii offense. Yeah, I guess that is kind of the motto of Hawaii, isn't it? Spread the love. Aloha means hello and goodbye. Dropping back to pass again, and just in case any of you are in 2nd grade. And there goes another comeback to Hayden Elegant II. This man has been unstoppable. 7 catches for 74 yards in the first 5 minutes of this ball game. Georgia State going to be sending a little bit more of a blitz here, and Ian Pryor break a tackle. Oh man. That's too bad. Ian Pryor finally gets some shine, finally gets a chance to make a play, and he loses 6 yards. All right. I mean, that was just unfortunate timing. We finally give it to our guy, and it's against the big man blitz. Guy comes through untouched, going to bring Pryor down for a loss. A loss of 6. So 2nd and 16, Hawaii has found themselves in situations like this here. Throughout their opening drive, quite a few times they got backed up, but they chip away at it. They've been able to convert. Now we got 7 of it back. We got a 3rd and 9. Nice little, I don't even know. That wasn't really like an RP. I don't know what that play was, but it went to Lance Snell, who picked up 7 yards. And Zachary Jennings still going back to that 2x2 set with Ian Pryor in the backfield, sending out 5 again. We got Pryor. Go Ian. All the way. Ian Pryor. Oh, what a dog. See, he's unbelievable. When you need a play on 3rd and 9, and Corey Wake hurt again. I don't know if we're going to see him back in this one after that's their 2nd injury timeout we've had to take here in this 1st quarter. But when you need a play, yes, we were in a bad situation because of Ian Pryor. I'll give that to you. That is correct. But who got us out of it? Ian Pryor. 3rd and 9, wins on that inside cross route, going to the right sideline. We got him again. Go to him again. Jennings might have gotten a little bit bailed out there. Bruised shoulder for Corey Wake. Might have gotten a little bailed out there by that pressure coming. I don't know if we were throwing that away or trying to throw to our left side wide receiver there, but he was double covered. That could have been pretty bad. Trips X Nasty. Is this the delayed slant route? That's a lot of people call that out of trips X Nasty. We will see, where our outside receiver kind of waits at the line of scrimmage and then goes on a slant. Let's see. It is indeed good user defense there again, but we just didn't commit to it enough. We're able to pass lead that to the left away from the user, and Max Cooper taking that one in for a touchdown. Already 20 pass attempts in the 1st quarter for Hawaii, but they are on the board, tying us up at 7 apiece. And let's finally get a look at Georgia State's Navy offense. Technically still in the 1st quarter. We got 1 second left. We went through that whole 1st quarter just watching Spence and his Rainbow Warriors. And Georgia State coming out in a pistol offense here. Pistol Flexbone trips. Now with the Navy pistol, you can audible down into a more standard Flexbone if you would like to, but Bellin is going to keep it himself, and Bellin has got all the room in the world, cuts it inside. We finally see Georgia State's offense, and it's a one-play touchdown. The Bellinrina. I think I like that nickname, but it's hard to say. The Bellin Wall, whatever you want to call them. With 1 second left in the first quarter, Georgia State's offense finally gets on the field, and they're in, and they're back up by 7. And now we can start jumping around a little bit. So 4 minutes left in the second. Hawaii's got another solid drive going here, though, to Georgia State's 43-yard line, driving back to pass, caught him in some man coverage. Don't know if we needed to secure catch that one, Lance Snell. We might have had a little bit of room to run after that catch, but make sure we pick up that first down. Good time to call a quick little out route there as we catch him in some man coverage. A little overload blitz coming from the right, but it looks like we are going to be using Causey and taking that blitz away. You still have the linebacker coming down after him. No, Causey still went with the user blitz. Not something you see too often, but there's Lance Snell again. Oh, riding his back like he's at the rodeo. Taking that one for a first down for Hawaii. Already to the 24-yard line. 21 for 27. 218 yards versus 0 for 0 with 170-yard rushing touchdown. But Georgia State up by 7. So back in Trips X Nasty, we always got to watch that delayed slant route because that is just so good. It could be a high-low dig here potentially too. Oh, trying to look deep, but we go back to that man blitz and another just perfect timing blitz call there from Georgia State. He's really been mixing in, doing that drop zone coverage versus sending the heat. And it's really been keeping the Hawaii offense kind of on their toes. Not sure what to expect here. So back into Trips on another 2nd and 25. That defensive tackle looked like he was getting in there immediately. So we take a quick check down again to Lance Snell. All of a sudden, that first drive and a lot of the second drive was a lot of Hayden Elliott the second. Now it's been kind of the Lance Snell show here on this drive for Hawaii. I believe his 6th catch of the day, almost up to Hayden Elliott, who I believe is still at 7. He might be at 8 at this point, but it is going to be a 3rd and 17. Let's see if we're going to go back to another kind of high-low thing over the middle. No, we are just going to kind of be looking deep. We had that comeback on the right. We try to force it back to the left, and somehow, some way, that ball is not intercepted. Not sure how. But it's me a 4th and 17, and Hawaii, after what we saw on their first field goal attempt, is going to decide to go for this one, and I can't say I hate the idea. Our last field goal attempt ended up in 7 for Georgia State. Let's go for it on this 4th and 17. Staying in that pistol trips, this definitely seems to be kind of the go-to formation when we need to get some chunky yardage here. We'll see what the play call is going to be. We've seen some high-low stuff with the drag and like a deep post. We got a quick out. We're trying to set up a little flood over to the right. He beat him. Looked like he beat him. Looked like we had it. Looked like Tanyan had his hands on that ball, but it is going to fall incomplete. And Georgia State taken back over, already up by 7. All going to be at their 32. Considering their first drive was only 1 play, we'll try to watch Georgia State a little bit on this one. Going back to that triple option, gonna give it to number 23, Keon Haskins, taking that one for a gain of 3. 2nd and 7 for Georgia State. Let's see, now we're actually going to some Flexbone. Okay, I was wondering maybe he changed up a little bit. I know he was still in the Navy playbook, but maybe he changed up and he just runs pistol now. I don't know, but now we're back in Flexbone close. Let's see if we are going to get one more play off here before the 2-minute warning. We are indeed, and Bellin's going to be dropping back to pass. Looks like pretty good coverage all across the board there for Hawaii. Nowhere for Georgia State to go. Bellin is going to have to throw that one away. It's going to be a 3rd and 7. We're going to be staying in some Flexbone here. Looks like we're going to a little halfback toss out to the right, and the blocking is fantastic. And 27, what fight from Hatia Littlejohn, able to pick up a first down on a 3rd and 7 on a full back toss. It looked like we had a lot of potential, but it was almost magnetized towards the Hawaii defense there. Still able to pick up that first down and keep this drive alive as the Panthers look to extend this to a 2-score lead. And there goes Littlejohn again, right up the gut. The Hawaii defensive front is going to struggle, you'd have to imagine, on a lot of these runs up the middle. Wondering if we might see Georgia State go to that a little bit more. Just Georgia State has such an advantage with the speed at their quarterback and at the running back position compared to this Hawaii defense. Any little gap could be a house call for Georgia State, but we are going to drop back to pass on this one, looking to roll out with Bellin. Good user defense to try to flush him to the outside, meet him on the sideline, push him out. A gain of 8, but all things considered, I think we kind of take that in this situation. So we're going to be going back some of our pistol here. See if we can see what play Georgia State ended up calling here. Might have been an all go. No, we are going to be audibling around. Was it the read option or the triple out? Oh, it is going to be all go. Yeah, Georgia State, they do like to try to push that ball down the field when they think they have a shot, and they've got X wide open. I don't know, Bellin's going to be able to make that throw. We're going to run around. We're going to scramble around. Oh, we clicked off of number 32 on the Hawaii defense there, and then he just takes a step inside for some reason and gives Bellin the edge. The Bellin Arena at work here yet again. A nice little, oh, he didn't really, I'm hoping he does a spin move, because, you know, nice little pirouette from the Bellin Arena. But still, picks up the first down on that one. Ball at 28. Now we're going to try to hit a little play action out of our pistol set. I'm very surprised to see so much pistol coming from Georgia State. It's working. I mean, it's working pretty dang well for him. And there goes Bellin again, just able to get outside. Really, honestly, if we're Hawaii, even if we're throwing contains out on these, I'm not sure there's a lot they're going to be able to do against a guy like Bellin. Now we're back in some Flexbone here. I would love a run up the middle against this defensive look, I think for sure. We're going to go with the play action rocket toss rolling out, and there goes Bellin again. Just one cut to the inside, but what is the flag on the play here? Bellin gets a one-on-one, but holding on Atia Littlejohn. Going to back that one up. Bellin's going to have some words for that young man. You took a touchdown off the board for me, brother. What are we doing here? It's going to be a 2nd and 11 for Georgia State. We're seeing that the athleticism of Bellin really been taking over. Really, I mean, the whole game. That was Georgia State's first offensive play, was Bellin just kept it for a 70-yard touchdown. This whole drive, I feel like, has been just rolling out with Bellin, and just not a ton Hawaii can do. I do kind of want to try to pay attention and see if we are containing on the defensive side of things. I don't know if we actually were. And Bellin is able to roll out and find his man, number 23, Keon Haskins. Bellin just having his way with the Hawaii defense here so far in this one. But Hawaii looking to get something going here back before halftime at the 42, a 2nd and 1. And look at this effort from BJ Tanyan. Little screen out to the left, breaking 3, 4, 5, as many tackles as you can bring. Tanyan is out there breaking and gets out of bounds, saving that last time out for Hawaii, getting them to Georgia State's 43-yard line. Unbelievable individual effort there by Tanyan. He broke that one guy's tackle twice. Whoever that is. Number 40. Oh, the ref was in the way. I couldn't tell. Number 40, whatever it was on Georgia State's defense. You got your tackle broken twice by BJ Tanyan. That's going to be a tough week in the tape room for that young man, watching that one back with the coaching staff. So 28 seconds left. Stunt coming in up the middle. We're going to be able to roll out here with Jennings and hit that comeback to Hayden Elligan the second. There it is, his 9th catch of the first half for 104 yards. Zachary Jennings' arm might fall off by the end of this game. It's 26 for 34 for 293 yards. We still got some time left here in the first half. Going back to our trips look, let's see. I mean, we've had that comeback to Elligan, I feel like, a few times, and we haven't gone to it. So I don't know if that's going to be shift our focus a little bit here on the offensive side of things. Looks like we are going for it again, but we are going to take one down to Ian Pryor, who of course is going to run that man over and fight and get a couple extra yards for you, because that's just what Ian Pryor does. Hawaii does have to take their last time out there, though. It is going to be a 2nd and 4. Ball at the 15-yard line. 15 yards between Hawaii and making this one a one-score game heading into the second half, where Georgia State is going to be the one getting the ball. So this is a big drive for Hawaii. Gotta find some way to punch a touchdown in here. Pistol trips open is going to be the offense, which I feel like we've seen quite a bit. Hawaii go to a bit here. Looked like we had quarter flats out there. Looked like some matching cover 4 from Georgia State. We're going to go right over the middle, and ooh, another dicey one. Ooh, another dicey one there by Zachary Jennings, but it, again, just gets deflected, just gets knocked down. Going to give the offense another shot. We did get our hands on that one too, though. That was right in the middle. That could have gone either way. Ends up just going incomplete. So we're going to stay in that trips open. Really seems to like those kind of deeper shots over the middle out of this formation. I would like it if we had like a drag on 80, just something to try to keep some zone defenders down. And it's just, we're so close to the end zone. It's tough to try to squeeze this ball in between safeties. But let's see what Hawaii is going to go to here. We're going for that deep shot again, trying to undercut it, but number 21 is there for Georgia State. Going to get that interception, going to send us to halftime, I believe, unless, I mean, with a guy like Bellin, we can never be too sure. So yes, that is indeed going to send us to halftime in this one, a 21-7 advantage for Georgia State. But really, it's just been a couple of big swings. Hawaii's offense, we've seen them be able to move the ball here. But then we had a blocked field goal that Georgia State ran back for 7. We had Bellin run for a 75-yard touchdown. So if that Hawaii offense can start finishing these drives, we are going to be in for a heck of a second half. And spoiler alert, we are in for a heck of a second half. And from Georgia State side, we'll see if they are going to keep using Bellin and his running ability, even on those pass plays, trying to roll out of the pocket, trying to find some space, trying to get some runs going. But that is going to take us to our halftime highlights here for week 12. Like I said, we got some wild games on tap for you here this half. We'll start in the American Conference as number 14 Army, looking to, I believe, a win here locks up their spot in the American Conference title game, but taking on San Diego State, and there is Caleb Presley. San Diego State faced Sam Houston last week. Caleb Presley came from Sam Houston to San Diego. Luckily, he stayed healthy in that one. I believe there's some sort of bounty gate system out on Presley, but luckily he survived and is taking advantage against this Army defense. Now the Black Knights match back with a touchdown of their own. It is 7-7, but again, Caleb freaking Presley. And look at the juke move on that man. Fakes out all 3 Army defenders and is going to take that one in for the San Diego State score, putting them back up by 7 points. But the Black Knights are going to keep fighting back here. Nope, here comes the jump shot. Here comes the jump shot. Hey, I love that celebration. Touchdown for San Diego State, but here comes Army. Two-headed monster in this backfield for the Black Knights. Both number 20 and number 30 can do a lot of damage against you. We're going to check one down to the flat to number 20. No block there by our wide receiver. He's just running off to no man's land, but we don't even need you, brother. Just one juke, and number 20 in for that touchdown. Duke Clark tying this one back up at 14 each. San Diego State adds a field goal here before half. 3 minutes to go in the second quarter, but Army threatening to take the lead, audibling around to some different formations in this veer and shoot playbook. Going to give it to number 30, and this man is a beast, and he even gets in untouched. Morgan Tracy, an absolute menace in that Army backfield. So now to the third quarter, it is a 24-24 ball game. San Diego State looking to take the lead late in this one as the sun is setting in beautiful San Diego. Going for the man coverage, hitting that deep corner route, a beautiful ball by that San Diego State quarterback, dropped it absolutely in a bucket, and that is a touchdown for San Diego State. And I just thought that was a weird looking dance move. But anyway, we jump ahead, 19 seconds left. Army up by 7. San Diego State, their last chance. And he just runs right on by the 3-man deep defense. But number 5 on Army hawks him down and brings him down from behind. A 1st and goal at the 1. San Diego State down by 7. 1 timeout remaining. Coming out in some I-form pro. Need a touchdown. Potentially overtime, potentially go for 2 and go for the win. Number 93 does his best to push him in, unable to get across that line, and it is now a 2nd and goal. San Diego State takes their last timeout, 3 seconds left, ball at the 1-yard line. Goal line normal is going to be the offensive call for San Diego State. We got to answer with goal line of our own. We got to watch out for a QB sneak, and this is the time I'm okay with doing this, like coming down and mugging the gap, because it's the only way to stop a QB sneak. And Hicks fights and battles and scratches and claws, but comes up just inches short. Army, the dream season for the Black Knights continues. They get that win, 45-38. Like, it's an unbelievable game. Unbelievable game. Now back to Conference USA is the Navy Midshipmen looking to keep their conference hopes alive, taking on North Texas, and a quick little back cut there from number 89 is going to lead to the mean green touchdown, giving them a quick 7-0 lead in this matchup. But here come the Midshipmen. They were able to get a field goal on the board. Now we're rolling out left-handed quarterback Ramsey in the background, just going nuts, having the time of his life with that touchdown throw by the Midshipmen. That put them up by 3. Now we jump ahead. They are up by 10. Mean Green down to the 12-yard line, though. Here comes the big blitz. We're going to hit that quick little out route again. Number 89 just fries his man one more time, taking that one in for the score. 17-14 lead for Navy. And here come the midshipmen again. About 90 seconds left in the first half. Dropping back to pass. Two North Texas defenders there. Both just, I don't know what they were doing. I have no idea where they were going. But that gets a touchdown for the midshipmen on the board. Hennessy kind of freaks out here on the goalpost. I don't know what we're doing. I don't know if we can show what he is doing there. But he really was getting into it. So into the third quarter here, Navy up by 7, dropping back to pass, and everybody bites down, and we find number 2 streaking right up the seam for the midshipman touchdown. And I believe that does end up doing it. 37-24, Navy gets that win against North Texas. USF and Sam Houston. Sam Houston looking to meet up with Army in that American Conference title game. And who else are we going to look to when we need to make a play? Enrique Trayan just runs right on by his man, takes that in, does the bat crack celebration. Touchdown for the Bearcats, 7-0. But here comes USF, a quick little RPO over to the left, a beautiful blocking by that wide receiver. He paved that way beautifully. It was like a yellow brick road all the way into the end zone there. Touchdown for USF, tying us up 7 apiece. Now Sam Houston, though, got that 7-point lead back, facing a 4th and 2, gonna be going for it here in a little bit of 5 wide. Gonna be looking deep here eventually is Gear, looking for our slot fade over on the right. We got 2 defenders on him, but the big Sam Houston boys, that's not even Enrique Trayan, that's number 88, getting big on the USF defense. And crack your back. Touchdown Sam Houston, puts them up 21-7. And again, though, USF keeps battling back in this one. Hasn't been the best season for USF, but they are showing a lot of heart and fight in this one and going right over the middle, finding his guy. Oh, swimming into the end zone there. Touchdown for USF. Brought him back to a 7-point game. They added another field goal. It is a 3-point game and a 4th and goal for Sam Houston, trying to get that 2-score lead back, going with a jet duo run, and finds the space right up the middle. And crack your back. Touchdown for Sam Houston. USF again, though, keeps fighting, keeps putting the pressure on. Sam Houston up by 8 with a minute to go, looking right up the seams to Enrique Trayan. Who else to put the game away? Of course, it was going to be that man. Potential Heisman Trophy winner. Last I saw, he was in the top 5, and deservedly so, because he is an unstoppable freak. Sam Houston gets that win 35-27. Then Georgia Southern and UTSA. So these guys played the first half. They desynced, and it was like a tie game, or very close. I think it was a tie game. Maybe somebody was up by 3. And they decided to just replay the whole thing, and it ended up somehow being an even better game. Unbelievable. Georgia Southern in for that touchdown, giving them the 7-3 lead. But here comes UTSA utilizing that go-go offense for the Roadrunners. Not something you see super often. Going right up the seam, fits it in that tiny window, and gets the touchdown on the board. A 3-point lead for the Roadrunners. Now 4th down for Georgia Southern, deciding to go for it, going for the wide trail route, and the user defender Nabuda all over that route. He saw that wide trail play coming from a mile away, stays on it, gets the pick. Hester gonna take that one back for the UTSA touchdown, giving them the 2-score lead here in the Alamo Dome. Roadrunners fans going bananas. Now 2 minutes left, though, in this first half. Georgia Southern, we know this offense can get things going in a hurry, and especially if we leave Mr. Day Bow Bow. Mr. Bauman wide open, streaking down that seam for the Georgia Southern touchdown, brought it back to 3. Now UTSA added quite a few field goals after this. It is now 23-14, so a 9-point lead for UTSA. About a minute left here in the third quarter. Again, Wynn dropping back to pass, got a wheel route left wide open, and that poor safety just never had a chance. Heron hits him with that spin move, takes it in for the Georgia Southern score. 20 for 24, 325 yards at that point for Wynn. Now UTSA got another field goal on the board. It is a 5-point game with 15 seconds left to go. Ball at the 9-yard line, going back to a similar wide trail play, take the drag underneath, and Sharp is going to take it to the pylon. Touchdown for Georgia Southern, and with that win, they lock up their spot in the Sun Belt Championship. Congratulations to GMOS and the Georgia Southern Eagles. Just, like I said, crazy games. That one, the Army San Diego State game, very difficult for us to pick a game of the week. But that is going to do it for our halftime highlights here for Week 12. We'll go over our conference standings and everything here at the end. Let's get back to our main event. Let's take it back to Hawaii. And we're not going to have to skip ahead too far here. Is the first play of the second half. Georgia State starting with the ball, looking to add to their lead. Need a big play from the Hawaii defense. Going back to that play action, trying to roll out, keep utilizing those legs of Bellin. Go for that crosser, but number 8 jumps up and makes a play. Hawaii's defense finally does something here. We saw the big play from Georgia State's special teams in that first half. We know we needed something from the Hawaii side, and maybe Ben sparks this Hawaii squad going to some pistol spread on offense. Can we take advantage? Ball at the 37. I mean, we have to in this situation. Down by 14. Defense has been struggling. They're gasping for air. We need something. Going, testing the user right over the head. And look at the stiff arm thrown there by Lance Snell. Get off me, little fella. Zachary Jennings pass lead that one probably up and to the left. It looked like not back into the left. Shout out to JFK up into the left, finding one to Lance Snell, who takes it from there and gives a 1st and goal at the 4. Come on, Ian Pryor. We need a Pryor touchdown. All right. He was going to get murdered in that backfield. Smart decision to throw that RPO back over to Lance Snell. He's the one who got you down to the 4-yard line. Let him take that one in for a touchdown. And just like that, the Hawaii Rainbow Warriors have cut this lead in half. And again, we don't have to jump ahead too far here. A 3rd and 2, Georgia State going with a little X-dig. A great play out of Flexbone normal. See if we're staying in the pocket this time with Bellin. Eventually that right tackle beats him, and we try to throw back across our body in an interception again. This time number 34 of Hawaii is the one who steps up and makes a big play. Look, that's an intimidating looking man with the sleeve and the elbow brace and everything like that. And jumps in front of the halfback, gets the interception, and is now 21-14. Hawaii with the ball, 1st and goal at the 8. They were down 21-7 a minute and 12 seconds ago, on the brink of tying this game up here. Hawaii fighting, really fighting to try to get that spot in the Conference USA title game. And really, I don't think a loss eliminates either team, but we can look at that in a second. Finding Elegant the second underneath there for a gain of 5. It's gonna be a 2nd and goal at the 3. 10 catches on the day now for Hayden Elegant. That man's awesome. Yeah, I love that guy. So Georgia State here at the 3-yard line is gonna go to a goal line defense against the spread out pistol trips look for Hawaii. Let's see if we're going to just send 82 like on a fade or something, throw it to him in the back left. You'd probably do that, or your outside slot receiver on the right, who we can't see right now, but I believe is BJ Tanyan to the right of Lance Snell. See if we're going to go either one of those. See, I think we could have had that back left. We just kind of have to run away a little bit. Jennings, we had a guy in the middle calling for the ball, but I like the idea to throw that one away. I think that would have been an awful dicey attempt. So it's going to be a 3rd and goal at the 3 for Hawaii. Now Georgia State goes back to their 4-2-5. So maybe it was just because he was in pistol, we decided to go, Ian Pryor, yes! Yes! Who else is going to get that touchdown for Hawaii and hit the freaky little dance, hit the Louisiana dance? 3rd and goal, 3 attempts, -4 yards. But 1 rushing touchdown on the day, and it's the one that ties us up. Ian Pryor got that gosh dang dog in him. We saw him on that 3rd and 9 take that pass all the way down to like the 5-yard line. Then 3rd and goal, trust in Pryor. Touchdown. Hawaii ties us up at 21 apiece. Now we'll jump ahead a little as Georgia State has got a solid drive going down to Hawaii's 32-yard line. 3 minutes left in the 3rd. Going back to read option, still trying to utilize those legs of the Bellinrina. We've seen it be very effective throughout this entire game. Now we're going to stay in our trips. We're going to go back to our all go, trying to push this ball back downfield. Hawaii going to be rushing 3. Bellin, we had R1, and Bellin fights too hard. Bellin shows too much fight, and we get the user strip fumble. Wow, what a swing here. I think we had, didn't we have R1? Maybe I just didn't see a defender here. Let's take a look. Oh, add that, and we try to take off with Bellin. Click on user strip fumble and recovery for Hawaii. All of a sudden, this defense just totally turned things around. 2 interceptions, a user strip fumble. That's how you come back from down 21-7. Now let's see if Hawaii's offense is be able to take advantage. They've got a drive moving here, got it at midfield, a minute left in the third, staying in that pistol trips, which we've actually seen them go to a bit more in this game than I remember seeing them go to in the past, but I don't watch every game super closely, so it might be Ian Pryor. Go on, Pryor. Yeah, it takes 5 guys to bring down Ian Pryor. Of course it does. Take your gain of 4, 2nd and 6, get it into Georgia State territory here. It's time ticking down in the third quarter. And again, that pistol trips. And we got that cover 2 drop defense coming again here from Georgia State. Yeah, actually, I don't remember him using pistol trips so much, but hey, if it works, it works. And Ian Pryor. Go Ian Pryor. Go Ian Pryor. I swear I'm not. Oh, another injury to Georgia State's defense. I thought that was Ian Pryor at first. Got him into positive yardage now. 4 attempts for 6 yards. And I'm not rooting for one team or the other. I don't know. I just love Ian Pryor. I want to see him do great. That's going to be 1st and 10, and we see Hawaii coming back out in that spread offense. Still going to be Pryor and Jennings in the backfield. Our usual suspects at wide receiver. Hayden Elliott out wide to the right. See if that's where we are going to be looking on that deep post. Maybe the dig's not there. We had to come back over on the left. Jennings just dancing around in the backfield. Nowhere to go. Eventually, a Georgia State defender's got to come catch him, and they do. He is able to get rid of it, though. Out into the track. Somebody running the mile just got pelted. Right. Like nobody's gonna get, but like the Brady Bunch. Talk about a dated reference there. Who was it? Jan got hit right in the eye with a football, that big black eye. I never actually really watched the Brady Bunch. Anyway, going back to that screen over to Hayden Elliott in the third. I believe that's the 3rd time we've seen that play, and it has been working very well for Hawaii. Anytime we're getting that ball to Hayden, I like the idea. That's going to take us to the 4th quarter in a tied up ball game. Or was it Marsha that got hit? No, because it was right. Marsha. Bang. Football right in the face. Or the old man from The Simpsons who took the football to the groin. Classic film. 1st and 10, going to spread slots close. Dump it down to Pryor. You got Pryor. I will say Pryor kind of ran that route just right to where defensive tackle was standing. So he was kind of tough to see there. Jennings has to throw another one away. Look at the comparison between these two quarterbacks. Well, I thought this was an interesting game. Bellin 2 for 5. Jennings, it was what, 80 for 92 or something like that at this point. 2nd and 10. Staying in, yeah, spread slots close here again. You can tell because the slot receivers are so close. Got Pryor again. Ooh, good user defense to take away Pryor. He knows where the threat is, and it leaves the deep dig. Cooper gets blasted down at the 1 yard line, but he is able to hold on to that one. That deep dig with the other things underneath. The user has to be concerned about that Texas route Pryor was on, because if he doesn't stay on that, that is wide open. So instead, he's got to follow that, leaves the dig, leaves the first down. 1st and goal for Hawaii, ball at the 1 yard line against goal line again. And Pryor, Ian Pryor, two touchdowns on the day. The man is just an unstoppable machine here for the Rainbow Warriors. And Hawaii, from down 21-7 at half, now has a 7-point lead. Pressure on halves in this Georgia State offense with a 3rd and 3, 5 minutes left in this ball game. See what we're going to go to. A little flexbone, little motion. Got your choice of people over the middle there, or just take off with Bellin and maybe get, oh my goodness. I was going to say maybe get down, but what do I know? The Bellin Arena, he's light on his feet. He's got those quick moves, able to juke out the defense and takes that one in for the Georgia State touchdown. Unbelievable. And again, we're not going to have to jump ahead too far here, as now Hawaii's offense has got it. 2nd and 10, 4 minutes to go. And I think it's time for Georgia State's defense. We saw Hawaii's defense get those 2 interceptions and a forced fumble. Let's see if Georgia State's defense can respond. Unbelievable. Unbelievable turn of events. And of course it was to Pryor. Of course, it was to Pryor. Has in his hands, gets hit, the ball pops up and is intercepted by number 23 on the Panthers. The swings of this game, the big plays by the defenses, just an insane back and forth battle between these two squads. Now, Georgia State with the ball, 4 minutes to go at Hawaii's 39 yard line. Does Hawaii have any type of answer for the Bellin Arena? There's going to be some pistol full house. We've seen this a little bit from Georgia State. Not a ton. Going to be the triple option. Going to just keep it with Bellin. Get that pitch off to number 32. Look at the juke move by Deshaun Reeder. That shifty lighting up. That's why we want those shifties in that backfield. The one juke, the one cut, and in for the Georgia State touchdown. So Hawaii was down 21-7 at half. Took a 28-21 lead. Bellin has a crazy touchdown run. Ties us up at 28. 2 plays later, Hawaii throws an interception. 2 plays after that, Georgia State back in for the touchdown and back up by 7 with 4 minutes left. My goodness. Now what can Spence draw up here? A 3rd and 4 with 3 minutes left in this one. Jennings going to roll out a good option against those stunts and finds Snell all the way on that right sideline. I'm telling you, that's Zachary Jennings, man. He might not look like anything special when you look at his stats and his attributes and everything like that. Has no abilities. The guy can sling that rock, brother. Guy can absolutely sling that rock. Gets out of the pocket, delivers one on a dime to Mr. Snell, and that puts Hawaii down to Georgia State's 36-yard line, down by 7. Pryor, dang it. Gonna go with an RPO. Again, the smart read. Get it out to BJ Tani and take your 8 yards. And after Pryor's little mishap on that last time we tried to get him the ball, maybe not a bad idea to go somewhere else. I still love you, Pryor, but that was pretty devastating to go right off your hands and get intercepted like that. So going to be a 2nd and 2. Hawaii kind of working clock here a little bit. Definitely in no big rush if we're the Rainbow Warriors in this situation. I think we are chewing clock a little bit. Some manual chew there. We had the deep corner, but we will go right back over the middle. It looked like another potential deep dig that time to number 80, Lance Snell. 41 for 57. Oh my goodness gracious. This is a Hawaii football game, man. Shout out Colt Brennan. Rest in peace, you absolute legend. God, those Hawaii teams were fun to watch. Much like this Hawaii team. 2-minute warning. Now down in the red zone, what is Hawaii gonna do? Ball at the 12. Going to that spread slots close here yet again. Some more man coverage coming from Georgia State. Love to see Ian Pryor get one more touchdown. I would, selfishly. just for my own sake. I would be very happy about that. But we will see what Hawaii is going to cook up here for this one. Go with the drag. We had the drag wide open. Go for the big man on the curl. Again, that was definitely appeared to be a high ball. But again, it gets knocked out. It's a few times we have tried to take advantage of the height advantage that Hawaii has with Max Cooper and Hayden Elligan. But every time, Georgia State's had help there to be able to knock that ball out. So we got press across the board. We're definitely assuming this can be man coverage. We had the drag on BJ Tanian on that last play. Wondering maybe if we saw that and we're going to try to go to something similar here if we're Hawaii. We are not. We certainly are not. We are going to go with a quick out over to the left, able to make that catch, able to at least get us a little bit closer now. A 3rd and 2 at the 4. Lance Snell again. This is going to be crazy to look at the stats after this game. Going through the box score. I mean, that's what, almost 60 pass attempts at this point for Zachary Jennings. Probably got one more in him. Let's see if, I mean, we did sneak a run in here last time on a 3rd down here in the red zone. I'm hoping not this time because this is another man blitz coming from the Panthers defense. 3rd and 2, it is going to be Jennings dropping back to pass, and we're going to go a quick one over to the right, and we find B.J. Tanian for the Hawaii touchdown. Extra point to tie us up is up and good, and we got 1:50 left and a tie ball game. Let's just pick up right here, right from Georgia State's drive to try to win this game, try to get to 9-2 and complete, well, not complete, they still have one game left, but come one step closer to completing this fantastic season Georgia State has put together. Try to go to a rocket toss out to the left, which just reminded me, what a sicko move by Vancy, our Louisiana user. When he was in the Flexbone, he's in the veer and shoot now, that he had like a 4th string quarterback that was left-handed, so he could run a rocket toss to the left and to the right. Nasty man that guy is. So we take 3 on that rocket toss. We are going to go, a little screen. That is such an interesting looking play. What is the flag going to be on this one? Is it a holding, a legal man downfield? It is going to be a holding on the center for Georgia State. Going to back him up an extra 10 yards now, a 2nd and 16. Pistol full house is going to be the offense here. Going with a little play actions. Oh, definitely had some contains that time. Nowhere for Bellin to go. He's going to have to dump one down and hope his shifty can. Oh, that's not even the shifty. That's the safety valve. Atia Littlejohn able to at least get 10 yards back there. It's going to be a 3rd and 6 for Georgia State. What do we go to here? Do we just try to run with Bellin in a situation like this? 3rd and 6. We're staying in that pistol trips. Probably call all go, and if you have it, you have it. If not, try to make a play with Bellin. Something like that. We did see the last time we called this, we had R1 wide open. It looks like a cover 3 here. No, it is going to be man, but we still have R1. He's not going to be fast enough. He is not going to be fast enough. Keon Haskins burns by the defender there and takes a deep shot. We said Havs likes to take those deep shots. We have the one-on-one with Haskins. He is going to be way too fast for this Hawaii defense. Burns right on by him. Takes it in for the Georgia State touchdown. Now Hawaii with 53 seconds left. Can they conjure something up here? Try to force overtime. Maybe go for 2 and just try to win this game in regulation. Let's see what Jennings is going to be able to cook up here. Going to some 5 wide. Dropping back and be taking some underneaths. Taking some drags. We still have all 3 timeouts. You have 50 seconds. We don't have to force the ball downfield here. Don't have to get too crazy. It's going to be a 2nd and 2. Jennings directing traffic back there. We're going to be using the defensive tackle. I assume dropping back into coverage is probably a 3-man rush here. Oh no, we got stuck on the line. We will just take a quick one right underneath to Max Cooper. Now hurry up here. The clock's going to have to stop while they reset the chains. Nice first down for Cooper. No need to celebrate there, brother. It was like, who was that? Chase Claypool when he was on the Steelers. They were playing the Vikings and time was running out and he picked up a first down and started celebrating, and an offensive lineman came up to him and like whacked the ball out of his hands or something. It's like, let's go, brother. Kind of what Max Cooper just did there. Now we go to the same play and we have Cooper in that exact same spot. Still 2 timeouts left, 30 seconds. Ball on Georgia State's 40-yard line. Let's see if we are going to just keep hitting that play, try to dink and dunk our way down there, or do we just not have time anymore? We might try to force one deep here. We do try to force one deep there, and it is caught. It is caught. How in the world? Zachary Jennings, you are unbelievable. Oh, because that linebacker kind of bit down on that little curl route, left enough space to fit one into Max Cooper somehow, some way. 1st and 10 for Hawaii. Sticking with the hurry up here, not deciding not to use a timeout. They are just going to get to the ball and go. 15, 14, 13 seconds now as the ball is snapped by Jennings. Looking all around, looking deep over the middle, and it is intercepted by the Georgia State defense. The Panthers able to somehow, some way escape Hawaii with a 7-point victory. Unbelievable game between these two. Great effort from Havs, from Spence. Fantastic game. See how it was so difficult because we saw how good those games were at halftime too, with Army, San Diego State, Georgia Southern, UTSA. Just unbelievable week of games. Georgia State gets this win 42-35, 954 yards of combined offense on that one. 47 for 65 passing for Hawaii, 4 for 7 for Georgia State. 21 rush attempts to 9, but that includes sacks and everything. That's why that's showing as -11. 8 for 12 on 3rd downs for the Rainbow Warriors. Turnovers on each side, 3 and 4. But it was that last one that wins the game for Georgia State. What a freaking performance from these two guys. We're going to take a quick look mainly at, I do want to see Bellin's rushing. So we ended up 8 for 174. Long of 72, of course, that first offensive play we saw from Georgia State. Reeder gets in on the fun with 6 for 53 and a touchdown, and even Littlejohn 5 for 48, the only one with a broken tackle. And for Hawaii, I got to see the receiver. Shout out Ian Pryor, 2 touchdowns on the day. 9 for 140 for Max Cooper, 13 for 135 for Hayden Elliott, 10 for 129 for Lance Snell, 11 for 106 for BJ Tanyan, and even little old Ian Pryor gets in there for 4 for 40. 1 drop by him, and boy, was it a bad one. that was a rough break for Spence and Hawaii, but just, man, what a game. Let's take a quick look at everything that happened here in week 12, then we'll look at our conference standings and try to get a picture of everything that's going to be on the line in week 13. Still a lot. So in our top conference, the Platinum Conference, the Mountain West, Old Dominion, Shout out those Monarchs getting the huge win against Tulsa 52-34. Utah State gets the win against James Madison 28-14. Adding to the drama of week 13 between Old Dominion, Utah State, and JMU. Louisiana heads down to Rice 42-7, but shout out to Rice for getting a touchdown on the board against Louisiana. More than Old Dominion can say, more than Oregon State can say. Toledo heads to Oregon State, Corvallis, and gets that win 28-17. Going to our Gold Conference, Conference USA. Buffalo gets a win against UAB 35-18. Texas State is going to get a force win against Bowling Green for this week. We saw Georgia State and we saw Navy. Let's jump up to the American Conference. Sam Houston got that win against USF. This is going to be a straight sim. Guys just never were able to get their schedule aligned, which is actually going to be a pretty important sim going into our last week. UNLV gets their first conference win of the season. Shout out to Nate for that one. 21-17 over FIU, and Army takes down San Diego State 45-38. Down to our bronze conference, the Sun Belt. Washington State in a massive game against Temple comes away with a win 42-14. Fresno takes down Memphis 45-14. Appalachian State gets a big road win against Southern Miss 42-27. And we saw Georgia Southern sneak out that 1-point win against UTSA. So let's take a look at our conference standings, see where everything is sitting heading into our last full week of the season. In the Mountain West, this one actually ended up lining up perfectly somehow. Louisiana, I believe, is in the Mountain West title game. So they are 5-1 in conference. They got one game left, I think, against Toledo, but their one loss was to Tulsa. So that means they have the tiebreaker over James Madison, Utah State, and us. I think no matter what happens next week, Louisiana is going to be in the Mountain West title game. Who are they going to be playing against? That gets a little bit murky because Old Dominion, we play Utah State. If Utah State beats us, which they will, Utah State is going to be in the Mountain West title game because they have a win over James Madison. Now, if we beat Utah State, which we won't, and James Madison loses to Tulsa, Old Dominion would somehow be in the Mountain West title game. If Old Dominion beats Utah State, James Madison beats Tulsa, JMU is going to the Mountain West title game. So 3 people all fighting for that one spot coming down to the last week. When it comes to the relegation here, it has been locked in because of Toledo's win against Oregon State. It will be the Beavers and the Owls moving back down to Conference USA. Hope you guys enjoyed your 1-year stay here in the Mountain West. It's tough, man. It's tough sledding up here, but we'll see what ends up happening for week 14 or week 13. Yeah, because this is week 12. So then down to our Conference USA. So Oregon State and Rice are going to be moving down to here. Moving up, huge win for Georgia State. Got them to 5-1. They are looking good, but their last game is against Texas State, who is going to be 4-2. So if Texas State knocks off Georgia State, they're both 5-2, and Texas State has that tiebreaker. Hawaii, their last game is against Bowling Green, which is not going to be an easy matchup for them at all. But if they can win that one, they're going to be at 5-2. Navy's got one conference game left against, I believe it's North Texas. Yeah, no, they just played North Texas. One game left at UAB. If they win that one, they are 5-2 in conference. So it's possible we could have a 4-way tie at 5-2 if Texas State beats Georgia State and Hawaii and Navy win next week. And I have no idea what would happen in that situation. We will see. Then down to relegation, UAB is going to be out because they lost to Buffalo, and I believe they lost to these other teams down here. We have a potential loser leaves town match in the Conference USA next week as North Texas, 2-4, is going to be taking on Buffalo, who is also 2-4. So whoever loses that game will be down to 2-5. And then I don't know, let's see, has Bowling Green played North Texas and Buffalo? So they lost to North Texas but beat Buffalo. So there's still a few different potential options for who else is going to be joining the relegation, but it does look like UAB is going to be moving down to our American Conference, where Army has locked up their spot in the American Conference title game. Now, unfortunately, Army is going to be out of town during Army Navy week and Conference Championship week, and I think Bowl week. So great season by Army. They locked up that promotion, but postseason wise, they're not going to be around to do too much. Now, Sam Houston at 5-1. I believe their one loss is to Army. It is indeed, and they've got one game left against FIU. They take care of business there. They are in. They are good. East Carolina, they are going to have that sim game against Colorado State. If they lose that, they are out, and then Sam Houston's last game doesn't even matter because they've beaten East Carolina already. But if ECU wins that one, gets to 5-1, then their last game is against Army. which would actually put them at 6-1. But Army already beat Sam Houston, so we'd have that tiebreaker. So Army, I'm pretty sure, is in. But East Carolina has a chance to potentially jump Sam Houston, because when they played, let's see. No, Sam Houston did win that one. So East Carolina, if they win out, they can get to 6-1. They need Sam Houston to lose to FIU to keep their hopes alive. In Colorado State, unfortunately, I believe is going to be on the outside looking in here pretty much no matter what. They will be staying in the American. Moving down to the Sun Belt, it's going to be FIU and UNLV. In the Sun Belt, moving up is going to be Georgia Southern. Getting that win against UTSA, massive, massive swings. They could have been at 5-1. UTSA could have been at 4-2. Would have left some doors open for the last week of the season. But as it stands right now, it is locked in. Georgia Southern versus Washington State in the Sun Belt Conference Championship. And those two will be getting promoted up to the American Conference. That's it. That is going to wrap up everything here in week 12. We got one full week left of this season, and then we are going to have a season 6, and then that is going to be it for us before we move on to college football 27. So hope you guys enjoyed this one. I will see you guys next time for our Old Dominion user game against Utah State, and then we'll figure out some way to do the game of the week for week 13 to include kind of everything that matters in terms of promotion or relegation. We'll figure something out for that. I'm not sure what yet, but we'll figure it out. But I will see you guys then. Until then, take it easy.